All right, this is my live reaction to the college football playoff selection show. So I've got it on the screen in front of me, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Austin's texting me, and he's just in the other room, but he hates everything because Iowa State is not going to a bowl game. They have opted out because all their players are going to transfer to Penn State. Just more proof that college football is broken. It's just a bad situation. So, all right, now we have Nick Saban just hoping Alabama will get in. So, don't need to listen to that. But give me 1 second. So, yep, we're just trucking along, waiting for them to start. They're going to probably talk for another 37 minutes. And yeah, I'm gonna delete this show if I can. Austin, they're revealing the playoff. They're not talking about anything. Give me 1 second, and I'm gonna come back with what I think we should have. All right, they've got reporters in all these different locations right now, but this is what we have. This is what we need to have. You probably can't see that, might be flipped, but basically, we should be having. I believe Notre Dame should. This is what I think should happen. I think Bama should be 9, Miami 10, Notre Dame 11. I don't think you can hurt the Alabama Crimson Tide for playing the conference championship game. I think Notre Dame should be out in favor of Miami. I don't think that's what's going to happen, though. Here's Austin. I think that Notre Dame sucks. It's all right. I think Notre Dame will be in at 9, Bama 10. I think they'll leave Miami out. I don't think they have the balls to call themselves out from last week that they were wrong. I don't think they will. And I will be very upset if JMU is not in this championship game because, I mean, people are saying Duke should be in because they have good win. They lost 5 games. And they lost to 2 G5 teams. So we should have Indiana 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 3. Georgia might be 2. I'm not sure there, but I think Ohio State should be 2. Mm-hmm. Texas Tech 4, 5 Oregon, 6 Ole Miss, 7 Texas A&M, yep. 8 Oklahoma. All that's pretty set. Yep. After that, I think it will be Notre Dame at 9 and Bama at 10. I think it should be Bama at 9 and Miami at 10. And then 11, we'll have Tulane. And then 12 is either JMU or Duke. And I'm pretty confident it's going to be JMU. In the AP poll, JMU was 19th, and Duke was in the receiving votes. So they were outside the top 25. Yeah. So if they match that, then we'll see.
Wait, did you say Notre Dame in or Miami?
I think Notre Dame will be in. I don't think they have the balls to call themselves out from last week and say they were wrong. I think Miami should be in. Like, don't get me wrong.
I think Miami should be the 10 seed.
Yeah, right here. Yep. Miami should be 10, Bama 9. It's just not going to happen.
Interesting. Have you broke the news about Iowa State?
I have broke the news about Iowa State.
Does God hate us?
No,
God does not hate us.
Just Matt Campbell. And Jimmy Rogers couldn't convince him to stay, I guess.
Is this because players are going to leave in the transfer portal, and they're not going to have a team to actually play in the bowl game?
Yeah. So I just posted on X a screenshot of what the official release from the university was, and it was the players voted, and they said they didn't want to play because they didn't have enough healthy people to practice and play. Well, they have enough healthy people, but they don't have enough healthy people that are going to return for next year.
Yep.
And so they have a bunch of guys going to the transfer portal, and yeah, so
team
no,
was
no bowl game, and
hurt by injuries this year.
We're gonna get fined by the Big 12
for not being in the bowl game.
Yeah, same with Kansas State.
So that's hurting the team even more.
Yes, but
there's two teams that had injuries and had some bad luck go their way, and they toughed it out and they found a way to get to enough wins. Iowa State got to 8 wins. In Iowa State terms, historically, 8 wins is good. And they're on to the bowl game. It's ridiculous that that can happen to a team in college football these days. Happened to Marshall last year. Ridiculous.
But yeah, we're just waiting. It has been, right now it's 12-16, and we don't have a ranking playoff reveal yet because they're just being slow with it and showing random people who we don't know who they are. Man, that tweet is blowing up. I said college football is broken. Posted that on Three's post. I think it has 50 likes right now, and I posted like 2 minutes ago.
I hate everything.
So they're showing the college football playoff selection principles. It says strength of schedule, head-to-head competition, which are they going to value that? Are they actually going to put Miami in? Comparative outcomes of common opponents, and then unavailability of key players and coaches that may have affected past performance or likely will affect postseason performance. That's their process to distinguish among comparable teams. Head-to-head should be at the top of that list. It seems like it's maybe not. We'll see. But this is why we don't need a committee. We need some sort of system that takes out bias. And we used to have it with the BCS that obviously had its flaws. The NFL has a system. It obviously has its flaws, but you clearly know what you need to do to get in to the playoff. You have to be a top 7 team in your conference or win your division, and that's all it has to be. So the problem with college football is there's a lot of discrepancy from the really good teams to the really bad teams, and a lot of conferences are different, but they got to find a system to do that or just go back to the BCS because this is bogus. Because nobody actually could tell you with a straight face right now that Alabama or Notre Dame or Miami or Texas or Vanderbilt or BYU could actually,
or JMU or
Tulane could actually win the national title. Nobody actually believes that. But yet those are the teams we're arguing over.
Was that Troy Dannon?
Yeah, Troy Dannon's on the committee.
The only reasonable one, probably. Only smart person on the committee, probably.
I doubt it. He's on the committee, so he sucks.
Hey, Troy Dannon has been working some miracles for Nebraska. Iowa State would be blessed to have Troy Dannon.
Nope, they're stuck with Jamie Pollard, who wants his hands all over everything, even though he has a girl's name, which is annoying.
Deshaun Watson got into trouble for putting his hands all over everything. Look how that turned out.
It's true. And I have 100 likes on my reply.
You know, I just had the thought in my head. Why can't I read what's on my phone? It's because I don't have my glasses on and I can't see anything. So I'll be right back.
Wow, I'm popping off. I posted that.
What? I think Josh Pate's going live at 1:00.
Yeah,
that's early.
Yeah, he's got to react to this. All right, let's see if we're going here. $142 likes. I have 149 likes on my reply. All right, we're going to commercial. So this is stupid. I've
cry.
been live for 10 minutes already, and nothing's happened. So it looks like we have 3 minutes until the exclusive reveal of final college football playoff rankings and the 12-team bracket. Again, I think it will be Notre Dame at 9, Bama at 10, Miami at 11. But I think it should be Bama at 9, Miami 10, Notre Dame 11. A lot of people are highly overreacting to the SEC championship game. It's really hard to beat a team twice in a year. I think Georgia is obviously a really good team, top 3, maybe top 2.
Yeah.
And they are really well coached. And so
they're going to hit their stride right now, and Alabama's not hitting their stride.
Yeah, so last night with Jay Bird, I was mapping out what I thought the playoff would look like. I think Georgia is going to win it all. I think they're peaking. But what I was saying,
wow, that's a big take. Wow.
I mean, we just said they're a top 3 team in the nation. So why would why they can beat Ohio State and Indiana?
I mean, they could.
I think they will.
And I think they're hitting their stride, but I don't know. I think I might need a little more time. I was working on a big homework assignment last night, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to think about it.
Yeah, but anyways, I think it will be Notre Dame, Bama, Miami. There's a lot of people saying that Bama should be out because it's a big overreaction from the SEC championship game. Georgia's a good team. They are really well coached, and so they were able to change what they did from last time to beat Bama this time. It's simple as that. And I think Bama is still a top 10 team. I would take them over Miami, absolutely. They lost to Florida State first week of the year. Absolutely, that is true. We have to take that into consideration. But we also have to take into consideration Miami's losses. Now we have an error playing the video, so now I have to fix this, dude. Come on.
Error. It's a bad day, Brady. You realize you're never going to get to see Rocco Beck, arguably the best quarterback in Iowa State history. You're never going to get to see him
and Purdy.
You're never going to get to see him dress in an Iowa State uniform again. Maybe not Rocco, not Carson, not Abu. Probably not Bramer or Burkle. Bacon, maybe. Bacon might be gone.
Oh, so here's where I'm at with all the Iowa State stuff. What's best for them is to leave. And so I'm not going to hate on them for leaving.
Why would it be best? I mean, it might be best for them. It might be best for them to leave. But
it makes
players
sense.
Have any respect for the program that brought them up?
We can talk about this in a little bit. Oh my gosh, what is happening? No, it's all about the coaches. They commit to a coach, not to a program. That's how it's kind of always worked, and that's how it will continue to work.
It hasn't always worked like that. It hasn't always worked like that. But for Abu, I mean, like, this is his team, just like about 50 minutes away from where he lives.
He might stay, so people like that might stay, but the national guys who
I understand, like, Iowa State is Matt Campbell. It is Matt Campbell. I get it, but
okay, we can't stick on Matt Campbell forever. We got to get this up, but for some reason there's.
Until you get it up, I'm gonna continue to be heartbroken. I am. Like, no bowl game makes me very, very mad. Very mad. Want me to get my computer?
Maybe.
Hold on. Unless you already got it.
I think I got it.
All right.
Yeah, let's switch over to you real quick. Plug that in. You're live.
Yep.
All right.
It's coming out. Andrew doesn't want to go on your TV.
Okay, Indiana is number 1. They will play in the Rose Bowl.
Who's your daddy, Ohio State? Who's your daddy?
So yep, they will play in the Rose Bowl against the winner of the 8-9.
Look at Fernando go.
Is Sig the best coach in college football?
Yeah.
Like, I'm legitimately.
He worked a miracle. So Ryan Day has done. He's won a natty, but
he had a big,
his first 2 years,
good head start.
Ryan Day did less with more, and Signetti's doing more with less. There's something in the air at night. The stars, the sky.
Fernando.
Beautiful.
Ohio State is number 2, as I expected.
Yep.
And so that means Georgia will be 3, Texas Tech 4.
Yep.
I think that is correct. I don't think Georgia should be number 2. I think Ohio State absolutely should be number 2. Shouldn't have dropped much further.
I think the Big Ten's going to assert their dominance in this playoff.
Yeah, there's not too much of a difference between number 2 and number 3, if you really think about it. So they're on the same side of the bracket, and so they won't see Indiana until the national championship potentially. They won't see, a 5 seed until the national championship potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 and 3 seeds really, they don't get. It's not a terrible spot to be. Not a terrible spot to be. A lot better. A 3 seed is a big difference from the 4 seed, I would say.
Yep. It'd be interesting to see if Oregon goes into buzzsaw mode and might blow past Indiana or Ohio State in the quarterfinals, like Ohio State did to.
There's Georgia at 3.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna get. I'll be right back.
Okay. Georgia looked really, really strong against Alabama. Just dogged or toughing it out all day long.
That's my natty pick.
Punch him in the gut over and over and over again. And Ty Simpson and the Alabama Crimson Tide, they couldn't take it. They couldn't take the gut punches. Georgia kind of just, Gunner Stockton got in his old F-250 and just drove right over them. Now we're waiting on the 4th seed.
Waiting on the 4th seed should be Texas Tech, and it is.
It is Texas Tech.
Wreck 'em Tech. So they will be
Big 12 seed.
I heard potentially in the Orange Bowl, but I don't know how those bowls work.
I like that. You get a lot of.
But they could be in. But the Sugar Bowl is in Texas.
The Sugar Bowl.
Or is
the Sugar Bowl's in Louisiana.
Okay, which one's in Texas? One of them's in Texas. That must be the
Cotton Bowl's in Texas.
Yeah, so if that Texas, would be good.
That's literally where they just played, in Jerry World. AT&T Stadium in Arlington. That's where the Cotton Bowl is.
Yeah.
So they lock that down. That's a home game easily.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't care who's
good for Tech. That's great. Okay, so I will be filling out this bracket as.
Wow, what great handwriting! It's beautiful.
As we see it. Oregon at 5.
Okay.
How do you feel about Oregon? Just 5 is right, but how do you feel about them in the future?
I mean, they're 11-1. I think they have a really good team. I don't think there's a whole lot of really special things about them. They got a lot of good players. That's pretty much it. They just got a lot of good players. Dan Lanning's got some good coaches. And I don't know. I think it'd be really interesting to see Texas Tech's viability against Big Ten teams by letting them play Oregon. That being said, Oregon doesn't play the most Big Ten style football, but this year they've kind of had to do that a few times.
True, they can.
As we've seen, if you got a good defense, their offense can be stunted. As what happened against Indiana, who Indiana literally might have the best defense in all college football. They might.
It's them and Ohio State, I feel like. But
Georgia's got a good one too.
Ole Miss at 6.
Ole Miss has really been one of the only teams to put up a good amount of points on Georgia this year. If my
that's their
memory
one
serves me
loss,
right.
correct?
Ole Miss's one loss is against Georgia.
Yeah, and if they win, if they beat the 11 seed that they'll play, they will go play Georgia
Yep.
in that quarterfinal. And
Yeah.
if Oregon beats so Ole Miss will play Tulane.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost a lock, and that's a rematch from earlier in the year. Ole Miss won 45-10.
Yep.
Oregon's going to play either JMU or Duke. Remains to be seen. That'll be one of the last teams announced.
What bowl game are we thinking for Georgia? Were you saying Peach Bowl?
I don't remember which ones are in the rotation this year because
Okay.
it's 4 of the New Year's 6.
Yes.
So I think the Peach Bowl might be out of the rotation this year. And we have Texas A&M at 7.
All
so
right.
if they win their game, but they will be playing a real at-large team. They will be playing the 10 seed, which will be either Notre Dame, Miami, or Alabama. Still remains to be seen. We're about to get to number 8, which we're expected to see at Oklahoma.
I personally would like to see Texas A&M versus Miami because then you have the two teams that beat Notre Dame and get to see which one's better.
Yeah, that's fair.
In my opinion, it's Texas A&M, and I don't really think that's a question.
I think that's fair, but they also lost to Texas. So, okay, so we're going to get Oklahoma at 8 here, and then we will really know what the committee thinks about Bama, Notre Dame, and Miami once we get to number 9. Yep, Oklahoma at 8. So, again, we have Oregon at 5. If they win, they play Texas Tech. Then we have who do we have at 6? We have Ole Miss at 6. If they win, they play Georgia.
Yep.
We have A&M at 7.
Yep.
If they win,
they
will
play
play Ohio State. And then we have
Oklahoma at 8.
And if they win, they play Indiana.
Yeah, I'd pick Indiana to beat Oklahoma. We just saw Indiana can have viability on offense against one of the best defenses in the country from Ohio State.
Think we're getting ready for this 9 seed here. Remember, 11 and 12 will be taken up. Yep, they throw the resume comparison up there. So the last rankings, we had teams 9, 10, and 12, Alabama, Notre Dame, and Miami. And then we had BYU 11. But BYU lost big to Texas Tech, and Alabama lost big as well. So we have a 10 and 3 Bama, 10 and 2 Notre Dame, and 10 and 2 Miami.
Yes.
But Miami beat Notre Dame, and Alabama's third loss came in the conference championship. So this is huge, and it's going to be controversial, and everybody.
Huge, so big.
Nobody's
very large.
Alabama is number 9.
Kind of expected that. Alabama, Oklahoma rematch in round 1. This is what everybody's not paying to see, basically. The rematch is kind of annoying me, but whatever. Is what it is.
But Bama at number 9 means they did not punish them one bit for losing that conference championship game big. And so
didn't drop them a single cent.
So now Miami is only in if the committee is going to admit that they were wrong last week. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think Notre Dame will be in at 10 with a rematch against Texas A&M.
Yeah.
But if the committee has the balls enough to admit that they were wrong, we'll see Miami playing Texas A&M, which we were just talking about. But
how do you feel about Alabama-Indiana matchup in that bowl game? That could be really interesting.
In that quarterfinal. I don't know, but we're getting ready for the number 10 seed here. This is huge.
Yeah, this is really big.
Honestly,
I hear what they're
if I'm on the committee, I'm going to show 11 and 12 first. But,
oh, my goodness.
But I don't think they will. But
that's like when they left Florida State out of the playoff. Yeah,
Alabama does have one of the worst losses in this field. The only 3-loss team, they lost big to Florida State first week of the year.
Yep.
Obviously, the committee just stuck with what they had last week, did not punish them for the conference championship game. I agree with that. I agree with that move. I think Miami should be above Notre Dame here for the 10 seed.
Okay, they're about to say.
Miami.
They did pick Miami.
Wow.
Let's hear what they have to say.
Without playing on the final Saturday, Notre Dame had been ranked ahead of them the entire time.
Wow.
And now they flipped.
I like how Reese is acting surprised.
They flipped them. They inexplicably flipped them.
It wasn't really inexplicably.
No. The fact that what's inexplicable is that they even had Notre Dame above Miami in the first place.
Yeah, it's
that
stupid.
Never should have happened.
They're dumb.
And so I agree Miami should be in. I like this. They just sucked it up and said, we were wrong. We were wrong. You're right. But you know what? You know what it is? You know what it is they're going to leave out Duke now. They know there's no ACC in, and so they had to get an ACC team in here. I think
Yeah, they're just using the head-to-head matchup as their excuse.
Oh, yeah. Not an excuse. It's a good reason. They
It is a
beat
good
them head to
reason.
head. They beat them head to head. They should absolutely be in. So I like that. And so we got Miami going to Kyle Field
Notre Dame is out of the playoff.
as a true statement. So I don't know how they flipped them. I want to hear. We'll do another video.
That is a really similar strength of record.
We'll do another video reacting to this stupid, trying to explain this decision later, and I want to hear it because it's going to be terrible. I just know it. So, yep, they're spending a lot of time talking about Miami, but absolutely, Miami should be in over Notre Dame. If Notre Dame wanted to be in, then they shouldn't have allowed 41 points to Texas A&M. I mean, it's as simple as that. Because they'd be in a Texas
I remember
A&M
that catch. That was an insane catch. Wow.
And if Miami didn't want to be in this position, they should have just beat SMU or Indiana or Louisville. Sorry.
Yeah, no kidding. So, you know who did beat SMU? Cal.
Miami should just be Cal.
Miami should just be Cal.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to take a lot of.
They're arguing right now on the show.
Well, based on the previous rankings, they shouldn't have flipped because neither of them did anything. But they just admitted they were wrong, and I think they were wrong. So I'm glad they admitted it. But it's going to take some.
And they were preparing for this because the chair of the committee said, a team that's idle might not be idle in the rankings. So we'll see what happens. Beep boop. I'm a retard.
Yeah. So
very funny.
They should have had Miami above Notre Dame last week. They didn't. They rectified this week on the one that matters. It's going to make a lot of people mad, but it is the right move. Okay, they're moving on to the next two teams because they just spent a lot of time talking about Miami and Notre Dame.
First team out is going to be Notre Dame.
Tulane is ranked 20th. They are ranked 20th, which is very similar to what they were last week, but they are the 11 seed with the rematch against Ole Miss. They are 11-2, one loss at Ole Miss, and then they have their other loss to University of Texas
look
San
at those
Antonio.
Boys. Look how happy they are.
Good for them. I like it. We can talk about, G5 shouldn't be in the playoff, but this isn't the time to talk about that.
Nope.
That's for the offseason. Let's just
– it's going to happen.
They won the American, and they're in. So
good for them. They earned it by these metrics.
Yep.
By these metrics.
By the rules.
By the rules, they earned it.
So Ole Miss doesn't have their head coach.
Yep.
James Madison is in. JMU. So let's go. Purple Streamers.
Purple Streamers.
Thank you very much to the committee. You were not stupid enough to put Duke in. And
no.
So did you see what ranking they were?
Duke?
No, JMU.
JMU, 24?
Okay, 24th. They are 24th. They were 25th last week, so they moved up one after they beat Troy. And so we now have JMU going to Eugene, Oregon.
Oh, boy.
And the winner of that plays Texas Tech.
Look, if there's a splattering in Eugene, that's just what it is.
Yeah, it'll be a splattering in Eugene, but good for JMU. Notre Dame is the first team out.
I mean, we expected that.
So they are ranked 11th.
Second team out might be Matt Campbell's Penn State next year.
What? Penn State is like way out here. BYU is the second team out. So they moved BYU. They had it Notre Dame, BYU, Miami. They switched it to Miami, Notre Dame, BYU. So what that tells me is they moved BYU down, and then they had Miami and Notre Dame next to each other, and they realized they couldn't have that, and Miami beat them, and so they flipped. So, all right, now we just got a bunch of talking heads.
Yeah.
And
goodbye.
So we don't need them anymore. You got us.
Bye, Kirk. Bye, Reese. Bye, Chris.
We have Bama at 9, Miami at 10, and Notre Dame at 11. That's what I wanted. That's what I told Jay Bird last night that I wanted, and I said I didn't think it was going to happen. And so Jay Bird's going to be sad that Notre Dame's not in, but he does get Indiana as the 1 seed, so he can't be that upset.
Yeah.
So, yeah, out of this bracket, I think I'm taking Georgia to win, honestly. Um, but the paths I like the most, I like um, I like Oregon's path to make the semifinal. I like Ohio State's path to make the semifinal. Of course, they only have to win one game, but yeah, my champ is or Georgia. Do you have a pick for the champion right now? Do you have a pick for the champion right now, Austin?
Sorry, I am just still dead inside, Brady.
Yeah, but do you have a pick for who's going to win the national championship, or no?
Fernando Mendoza.
Indiana is your pick, really?
If they can stay healthy, here's the thing: they probably don't have the depth that some of these other teams have.
They lost Omar Cooper.
Yes. So depth might kill them. That might hurt them in the long run. Right now, I do think it'll be Indiana, either Indiana or Georgia. I'm going to go with one of those two teams. If Ole Miss goes into buzzsaw mode, I think Ole Miss has the capability to go into buzzsaw mode. So one of those three teams. I seriously, I can't pick one for you, but if I had to, my heart goes for Indiana because that's what my heart had before the Big Ten championship when we were on YouTube. I picked Indiana. Don't look at what you see on Twitter; it's a lie.
There you go. That's the college football playoff, and that's going to start in 2 weeks. And yes, we've got Army Navy this weekend, but that's the only college football game, and then we'll get into the quarterfinals. We will have Bama going to Norman, Oklahoma, JMU going to Eugene, Oregon, Miami going to College Station, Texas, and then Tulane going to Oxford, Mississippi for that rematch. So it's going to be good. I think the committee did a fine job, but they're going to have to pull some out of their butt to explain it because their past rankings were bad. But overall, pretty solid. And that wraps us up for our reaction. And we'll have probably another post here later in the week talking about Iowa State not going to bowl game. Nebraska is going to play Utah, and maybe just some other thoughts. So
I'm going to go cry in the shower. Tears